Hi, I'm Laura Lewis. I'm a reporter with the Brunswick Beacon, and I would just like to recap for you the candidates forum that took place Monday, October 12th. This one was for Carolina Shores, where town government and its mayor were hot topics among 3 commission candidates. We have incumbent Gere Dale, who met with challengers Joyce Dunn and Walter Goodenough, and they faced off in the first of a series of Meet the Candidates municipal election forums hosted by the Beacon, the Brunswick County Chamber of Commerce, Sunset Properties, and ATMC-TV. A crowd of about 100 turned out for the event at the Carolina Shores POA Clubhouse. The candidates who are vying for 2 available commission seats up for grabs in the November 3rd election responded to the same questions posed by the Beacon staffers and citizens that were submitted and compiled in advance. The public was not allowed to ask questions from the floor. Dale said he has been a commissioner for the past 8 years. He said he previously had no expectations to re-up or, in other words, run for re-election. But he said that he felt that the situation in town has gotten to the point where he feels he needs to bring his experience, financial background to the town for another several years, hopefully for the 4 years, he said. And he said there are a lot of problems in town, not the least of which, he said, is a personnel problem with town government. Goodenough said he is seeking election to one of the 2 commission seats because it's time for a change. Just last week, he said the town board showed its arrogance by awarding an employment contract that wasn't necessary. And he said too often elected officials forget who put them there and why, and that he and Dunn are there to offer a change. Dunn said she seeks election to the town board because she thinks things haven't been going very well in the town for the last year or so. And if elected, she promises open, transparent government and to let them know how you as citizens feel about it.
I'm glad that y'all were able to be here tonight. We're very excited to be involved in political activities in your town, our town. We'll be doing this in several places over the next couple of weeks, and Carolina Shores is our first go-around, so we're glad to be here. We have several partners that are involved in helping make this happen. First, the Brunswick County Chamber of Commerce, Kathy Altman, President of the Chamber. Sunset Properties, and Ron Watts. Ron is also a member of the Board of Directors for the Chamber of Commerce, and actually will be ATMC-TV will be videotaping or recording our event to be shown on TV Station 3 a little bit later in the month. Jennifer Schuler is our production manager over there on the side. And with the Beacon tonight, we have several of our staff folks. Laura Lewis, who is the staff writer. Sarah Wilson, one of our staff writers, will be our timekeeper tonight. And Stacy Manning, editor of the Beacon, is back in the corner over there. Eventually, she'll be standing here on one of these events asking questions. As far as the event tonight, let's talk a little bit about the format for the event so you'll know what's going on. Each one of the candidates, before we got started, drew numbers, so they're seated in the order of the number that they drew. That will also determine the way that we ask the questions as we move forward. Each candidate will be given 2 minutes to do an opening statement, to talk about basically why they're here and why they're running for a position on the Board of Commissioners. We took questions from citizens as well as members of our staff and received quite a few. Tried to narrow those down to the topics of interest from what we saw from the questions that we received. We have 9 questions slated tonight, and then we have some alternate questions as well if we end up with extra time. But each question The candidates will be given 2 minutes to respond to each question, and then we will rotate the order so each one will get a chance to answer the same number of questions in a different order. We will not take any questions from the floor tonight. They will all be through the questions that we've received from citizen input. At the end, each candidate will then have an opportunity to give a 2-minute closing statement. And Sarah Wilson, Sarah is going to be our timekeeper. Sarah has cards in her hands so that the candidates will know when they have 1 minute left. She'll show the 1 minute card when they have 30 seconds left, and when the time expires. All right, y'all ready to start?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Okay. Mr. Dale will start with his opening statement, and he has 2 minutes.
Do I have to turn this on?
Oh, yes, yes. Is the mic on? Yes. That mic is on.
We should stand up.
If it's green, it's on.
Would y'all like to stand at the podium and speak, or would you rather speak from your seat?
The opening statement, I prefer up there, but that's okay.
We can do it here. Let's go. Let's start right here.
Well, I don't think the mic is on here. Can I use the mic up there?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Good evening, and I appreciate you all coming out on a rainy night like this. This isn't the most important thing probably in your agenda, but it is a very important thing. I've been your commissioner for next month 8 years. I had no expectation of re-upping, as the saying goes, for another term. However, the situation in the town has gotten to the point where I feel that I need to bring my experience, my financial background to the town for another several years, hopefully 4 years. There are a lot of problems in our town, not the least of which is a personnel problem with the town government. I won't elaborate on that at this point, but if anybody wants to come up and talk to me afterwards, I will be more than happy to do that. That is precisely the reason why I have agreed to run. My wife Marge is about halfway back there. She has threatened to divorce me if I signed up. I don't know whether she's hoping that I win or hoping that I don't win, but at any rate, I'd like to be your commissioner for another 4 years to add to the 8 already, and I would appreciate your support, and I'm here to help make this town the town that it can be and to move forward, and I appreciate your support. Thank you.
Good evening, and thank you for everybody coming out and attending on this lovely evening. Most of you know me. My name is Walter Goodenough. I moved here to the village over 6 years ago from Long Island with my wife, Francine. I retired from the Long Island Railroad with almost 30 years of service. During my railroad career, I held numerous positions. I was a station master in Penn Station and in Jamaica. I was also a yard master, usher, crew dispatcher. And prior to working for the railroad, I worked for the government in the civil service capacity for 3 years. I am currently on the POA board at the village of Calabash. I, along with the other members of the board, are responsible for major changes, not only to our common areas, but in keeping up our master declaration. Over the last 4 years, I have worked tirelessly as an advocate for the communities that now make up Carolina Shores. I have attended numerous workshops, council meetings, listened to various concerns of all the residents. I have also attended a number of P&Z meetings and workshops. The reason I chose to run for mayor 2 years ago, and the reason I am running now, has very little to do with myself. This campaign and the one 2 years ago are about the residents of Carolina Shores. You are the ones that do the appointing by casting your vote. That little push of a button and pulling of a lever is supposed to send a